4. 制度清算，三武一宗灭佛，皇权对独立教权的毁灭性打击。IV institutional liquidation, the 4 persecutions of Buddhism devastating imperial crackdowns on independent religious authority. The excessive expansion of Northern Wei religious authority crossed the red line of secular imperial power, and the 4 persecutions of Buddhism became 4 systematic liquidations of religious authority by imperial power, completely shattering the possibility of religious autonomy. 1. Persecution by Emperor Taiwu of Northern Wei, 446 CE. Citing monks hiding weapons and colluding with rebels, Emperor Taiwu ordered the execution of monks, destruction of sutras and statues, and confiscation of temple properties. Zhao Yi commented in notes on the 22 histories, Emperor Taiwu's persecution was not hatred of the faith, but hatred of its power. Religious authority encroaching on imperial power had to be eliminated. 2. Persecution by Emperor Wu of Northern Zhou, 574 CE. Emperor Wu pursued the policy of recruiting soldiers from monastic ranks and seizing land from pagodas, forcing monks and nuns to return to lay life, abolishing the independent Zhaoshuan temple system, and confiscating temple properties, dismantling the administrative and economic foundations of religious authority institutionally. Michio Tanikawa argued in Formation of the Sui Tang Empire, Emperor Wu's persecution was inevitable for Northern Wei centralization, returning religious populations and fiscal power to secular authorities and laying the groundwork for Sui Tang unification. 3. Huichang persecution by Emperor Wuzong of Tang 845年. Emperor Wuzong demolished over 4,600 temples, laicized 26 万 monks and nuns, confiscated tens of millions of hectares of temple farmland, and banned temple commerce and usury. Sima Guang recorded in Ziji Tongjian, few monks and nuns remained under heaven. Buddhist power declined drastically from this point. 4. Persecution by Emperor Shizong of later Zhou, 955 CE. Emperor Shizong strictly controlled ordination certificates, abolished over Iwan temples, melted bronze statues into coins, and placed monastic affairs fully under government control, establishing the iron rule that no one may become a monk without imperial ordination. Max Weber asserted in Confucianism and Taoism, imperial power in China is the supreme secular authority. Any religious force attempting to form an independent power center will inevitably face devastating suppression by state machinery. The 4 persecutions of Buddhism epitomize this logic. 5. 政治工具，武则天借佛称帝，教权为皇权合法性背书。To break the Confucian shackle that a female ruler may not ascend the throne, Wu Zetian ordered monks such as Xue Huayi and Fa Lang to forge the commentary on the Great Cloud Sutra, proclaiming Wu Zetian as the incarnation of Maitreya Bodhisattva, destined to replace Tang as ruler of Jambudvipa, providing religious textual justification for female imperial rule. In the first year of Tianshou, Wu Zetian ascended the throne, infeft 10 monks as county magistrates, elevated Buddhism above Taoism in court ranking, and built Great Cloud temples nationwide. Yeetw Uzid Ou Buddhism lacked an independent monastic system, judicial and fiscal power. Monastic status depended entirely on imperial edicts, and religious authority declined rapidly once imperial favor shifted. Chen Yingqi noted in A Political History of the Tang Dynasty, Wu's patronage of Buddhism was a purely political tactic, using Buddhism to counter the Taoism and Confucian orthodoxy upheld by the Li Tang dynasty. She never intended to empower religious authority. Buddhism remained a vassal of imperial power. 6. 礼法收束，唐玄宗令僧道拜父母，儒家纲常规训宗教伦理 vi ritual containment. Emperor Xuanzong of Tang ordering monks and Taoists to bow to parents. Confucian ethics regulating religious morality. After the stabilization of the Tang Unified Empire, imperial power imposed institutional discipline on religious authority through Confucian ritual norms. In the second year of the Kaiyuan reign, Emperor Xuanzong issued the edict ordering monks and Taoists to bow to parents, forcing monks, nuns, and Taoist priests to kowtow to their biological parents and uphold Confucian filial piety, constraining the otherworldly ethos of religion with secular moral codes. Subsequent imperial edicts repeatedly required monks to bow to emperors, integrating monastics into the subject hierarchy, with religious rituals subordinate to secular rites. Han Yu wrote Memorial on the Buddha Bone, denouncing Buddhism as a barbarian teaching that does not speak the words of the ancient kings, nor wear their robes, ignorant of the bonds between ruler and minister, father and son, urging the burning of the Buddha bone and the elimination of excessive monastic numbers. Yu Yingshi commented in Xi and Chinese culture, Emperor Xuanzong's edict and Han Yu's memorial marked the full containment of religion by China's patriarchal ethics. Buddhism had to adapt to Confucian norms to survive. 7. 终局定调。宋僧现在佛不拜过去佛，教权对皇权的彻底臣服。7. Final settlement. The present Buddha does not bow to the past Buddha, the complete submission of religious authority to imperial power. In the Northern Song dynasty, imperial control over religious authority matured, ending the millennium-long church-state struggle. The Song court placed monastic affairs under the Ministry of Rites, strictly controlling ordination permits and temple construction, with monastic appointments and temple economies fully managed by secular authorities, leaving no room for religious autonomy. Faced with the question of whether monks should bow to emperors, the eminent Song monk, Zhaoning proposed the compromise: the present Buddha does not bow to the past Buddha. He argued that the emperor was the present Buddha and the universal wheel-turning sage king. Bowing to the emperor was equivalent to venerating the Buddha. THIS formulation saved Buddhism's religious dignity while fully acknowledging the supremacy of imperial power over religious authority. Qian Mu summarized in A History of Chinese Political Institutions, the Song political system fully integrated religion into the secular bureaucracy, with religion serving only as an auxiliary for moral education without any political power. This pattern was inherited by the Yuan, Ming, and Qing dynasties without change. Peter K. Bohl stated in This Culture of Ours, Intellectual Transitions in Tang and Sung China, after the rise of Song Neo-Confucianism, Confucianism occupied an exclusive ideological position, and Buddhism retreated entirely to the realm of spiritual belief, ending the church-state struggle. 8. 历史结语华夏政教关系的独特宿命 V. Epilogue. The unique fate of church-state relations in China. Across the millennium-long contest between monks and monarchs, China never formed the Western pattern of dual balance and contractual symbiosis between religious and imperial power. Hu Yuan's treatise on the monk not bowing to the monarch was an ideal cry for religious autonomy. Emperor Wu of Liang's devotion was an experiment of imperial power enveloping religion. The Northern Wei apex was a brief anomaly, under alien rule. The four persecutions were inevitable liquidations by secular centralization, and Tang Song ritual and institutional control completed the subjugation of religious authority. C.K. Yang concluded in Religion in Chinese Society, Chinese religion is a diffused religion that never formed an ecclesiastical organization independent of secular rule. Imperial power, centered on patriarchal ethics and centralized institutions, never allowed any religious force to seize political power. Buddhism ultimately shed its edge of political struggle and integrated into China's secular order, becoming a spiritual supplement for imperial moral governance. Both the localization fate of Buddhism and the eternal confirmation of China's ancient civilization, characterized by supreme imperial power and unity of politics and religion.